What is up, YouTube? So it is now almost 7 o'clock at night. Drew and I have been here since I think like 12:30, 1 o'clock. Both my manifolds were supposed to come in today, my intake and my exhaust manifold, so I was hoping to get the engine fully done today, put it in tomorrow and do all that. But for some reason, two things that were supposed to show up yesterday never even left the state of California, I guess, or still on the way from California. It's a really crappy situation. Kind of screws me over because now I won't even get those for Tuesday, so it holds me back so much. I really wanted to put the SR in complete because it would make my life a lot easier. Something that would take me a second on the stand will take me a couple hours in the car. But I don't want to hold up the car anymore. I only have about a week and a half to get this thing running. So my motor mounts did come in though, so we can keep the momentum up and we can still get the SR in without the manifolds on. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to get them on in the car, but we'll have to do it. It's not a big deal, still worth it. We'll still get it done though, right Andy?
Yeah. Bolting the intake and turbo manifold on is gonna be tricky, but
it's not impossible.
Got it, yeah.
But I guess let's start. So so Jonathan Brops, I always butcher his last name. He is like the godfather of SR swaps in the Z, and I've been talking to him a lot. He sent me a manual trans harness for the Z because this basically works for the swap since the alternator and starter connects on here or line up on the SR, so it's perfect. And he also sells custom engine mounts. So Jonathan made these for his personal Z years ago, and basically he'll make you a pair if you hit him up. For anyone that's personally interested in SR swap, I'm gonna put the little Facebook group in the description, and you could basically pick those up on there. They're pretty cheap and they're really nice quality, so I'm really excited for these. It saves a lot of headache of all that custom random crap. It's a first try fit engine mount and makes life a lot easier. So, and so these only work with OEM style engine mounts, which I found out the hard way like 2 days ago. And luckily Tommy still had Nismo motor mounts from his SR swap that he's no longer doing, so I was able to buy those off of Tommy. The Nismo engine mounts are basically the same as OEM, just has a stiffer compound, and as you can see, it has this secondary mount on it versus aftermarket ones don't really have this, and this basically is utilized within these engine mounts, so it's a must. Alright, it took me forever to find the bolts for it, but got them all bolted up. As you can see, it bolts to the factory style engine mount, and then this bolts onto the hard mount on the engine. The S chassis clearly sits a little back and a little in than the stock Z mount on the subframe. That'll do it.
You feel me?
Just show you guys how light SR20s actually are. This one, how many hunts do you think I need?
I'd say a good 2-3 hunts.
This intake stud is gonna fucking.
Yeah, I know.
You ready?
Yep.
Oh my god! I just cramped up. We lifted it though. It's not that bad. I think I can do that to a VG. Yeah, right. Not happening.
Weight reduction.
Young slump.
Snooze cam.
All right, engine is now on the hoist. This is really weird to see. I have to put my adapter plate for the transmission on because it bolts to the engine actually first, and then the transmission bolts to the adapter plate. So let's get it on, and then hopefully I didn't mess it up when we machined it. Hey, the dowels fit. That's pretty nice. There we go. Jump to me tightening them now. For some reason, the adapter plate only came with 4 bolts, and there's need for 2 more. And of course, it's a super weird bolt, and it's a really coarse thread for how short it is, so I don't have it. Even the guys next door don't have it. I just don't think that Universe wants me to get this engine in this weekend, but whatever. Gonna have to wait until the stores open tomorrow to get those, but that's whatever. If I can get the clutch and flywheel on tonight, that's a big pain in the ass step to do, and so I can just marry up the transmission tomorrow and just drop it in. Hopefully, that's the game plan. But I just completely forgot that I have to remove the pilot bearing another step, and that is the little bearing or bushing, whatever you want to call it, that's in here. And sometimes they pop up really easy, sometimes it's a pain in the ass. So I don't have a pilot bearing removal tool. It's too late to rent one, so I'm gonna have to try the old school grease technique. I don't know if it's gonna work. It works really well a lot of the time, and the other times it's just a mess. So I guess let's find out. All right, since I don't have a grease tube, we're gonna try a little bit of a cleaner technique that I heard works pretty well too, and that is using wet paper towels. The technique behind this is basically trying to find something that's the same size hole as a pilot bearing or bushing, whatever you want to call it. And when you hit it, it's kind of supposed to act like a hydraulic force to push the pilot bearing out, in theory. Sometimes all you end up doing is just making a mess for yourself. Okay. Oh, you're gonna get wet.
She's a squirter.
Well, I tried to do the bread technique, and of course it didn't work. I don't know, I never really have a lot of luck with the grease technique or the bread technique, but towards the end of it, Drew goes, "Oh, I have a bearing puller." But I'm happy he has it. It's kind of like an in-between size, so I hope this works, because it's kind of like my last resort. But we'll find out. Oh, baby!
There she goes.
Drew saves the day. Who would have thought?
Just like that.
Drew Tube.
Drew Tube. That's a W for Drew Tube.
That's awesome. That was really easy. That was probably way easier than even the puller. Harbor Freight. Get your man's one for Christmas. I'm really pumped. So we got to seat the pilot bearing now. This is not the right thing to use. I would use a block of wood or like a copper rod or something, but it's all I got, and I'm confident that I'm not gonna mushroom the pilot bearing at all. So it helps a lot too if you put this in the freezer. It's already freezing in here, so it's already cold. There we go. Bam. Flush with the crank. So I'll be using the competition clutch white bunny kit. I think it's what it's called. It's right here. Stage 4. Wow. Yeah, the red bunny. That's what it is. The red bunny upgrade. I did not realize that was stage 4. Okay. But what's nice about this kit is it comes, you know, the flat. It's the pressure plate, of course. The clutch disc, of course. But it also comes with a lightweight flywheel. It's not like the lightest thing in the world, but it's a lot lighter than the OEM Sylvia one, so can't beat it. I think it was more like $400 something. Not bad for a clutch kit. But what we do need though is flywheel bolts. So I ordered them at my favorite performance shop a few days ago, and they came in a few days ago, so we gotta go pick them up. Morpheus Performance.
Special delivery.
The new ARP bolts.
ARP.
Thank you, Justin.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Have a good evening.
Evening. Alright, so for the flywheel bolts on here, we're using ARP, and ARP comes with the instructions, which is fantastic, in grease. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to torque each one down to about 70 foot-pounds, which is extremely low, but whatever, that's what it calls for. We're going to put Loctite on the threads of each bolt, and then put the assembly, grease, lube, whatever you want to call it, on the head of the bolt. And now it causes, and what that does is it lowers friction on the head to the flywheel, so it makes sure we get a pure torque number on the bolt. Let's get to work, Tuck. So I don't think this is the lightweight flywheel. I just compared it to the OEM, and I think it's just like an OEM replacement, which I'm really pissed I bought. It came in a kit. I swear it was more of a lightweight. I played myself.
Oh well, botched.
Chop me. Chop me.
Give him a chop. Double chop.
Botched. It's whatever. It'll still hit. Time to torque them down, boy. It's only 70 foot-pounds, so I'm gonna do a cycle of like 40 foot-pounds and then go and hit it with the 70. In an alternating pattern. Oh. Alright, so I just did 40, now I'm gonna go up to 70, because 70 really isn't that much. Okay, I'm gonna do a rotation of 60. Perfect. Perfect. Flywheel bolts are all tight. That's all set, even though it's not a lightweight flywheel tuck. What a shame. Oh god, you're so cute. Today's a giant day of letdowns, dude.
Unfortunately, because of UPS and USPS.
And life.
And life.
It's okay. Alright, so the next step we're going to do is just make sure your flywheel's clean, make sure there's no grease on it. And if there's like light surface rust on it, you could probably take like a Scotch-Brite to it and clean it up just a little bit. Won't hurt it. We're going to put on the pressure plate and the clutch now. We just got to line these up using the alignment tool that like all kits come with. Nice tight fit. Just make sure the transmission goes smoothly into the back of the crank. This can be a pain in the ass. You gotta make sure you line up dowel pins in the flywheel. There we go. So for these bolts, I've heard it's not completely necessary to put Loctite on them because they're under pressure, but anything rotational I would urge to put Loctite on. So we're gonna put the assembly lube on the head, just like the crank bolts, and we're gonna put some Loctite on the threads before we put it in. So what's crazy about the pressure plate is its torque rating is literally only 22 foot-pounds, which is literally nothing. So we're gonna do a whole pass around first at like 11 to 14 foot-pounds and then do a second pass at 22. So let's bang it out. So the clutch and flywheel is all on, the adapter plate is on, other than those two freaking bolts that it did not come with for some goddamn reason. But that is there. Now the tranny is ready to go on. Today has been one long strand of just bad luck. It just wasn't my day, but it's okay. It's pretty unfortunate that a lot of the main stuff is held off a few days and it's gonna suck putting the manifolds on the car, but it's definitely doable and I do wanna get this in because I'm super eager. So whatever, everyone has these days, just happens to be a freaking holiday and it screws everything up, but happy Christmas Eve. So today has been a long day and there's not much really more for me to do down here. But tomorrow, if everything goes all according to the plan, which I really hope it does, or at least like half according to the plan, the engine should be in tomorrow, at least like bolted to the subframe, mocked up. Can't do too much without with the manifolds on, which is really unfortunate, but we'll figure it out. I'll be able to hook up my heater hose lines and stuff like that a little bit easier. Maybe I'll run like the trans harness and stuff like that, but kind of stuck off till the manifolds. So I told people if they send me stickers, I'm gonna hang up on the wall, kind of show off your friend group if you guys have a slap or something. I've been dying to open them, so now we're gonna just take the rest of the video to go through the letters and see what you guys sent. So if you guys have sent me letters, thank you so much. If you guys want to send me stickers or whatever, or just want to send me something stupid, P.O. box in the description, but let's get started. All right, we got a bunch. I'm probably gonna butcher a lot of these last names, so please forgive me, guys. So Chris Meekum, last name Meacham. He has a YouTube channel, check him out. He sent me stickers of his channel, little lightning bolts. These are pretty cool. I like these. So we're gonna put these up. So thank you, Chris, for stickers. And good luck in school. Oh boy, these are pretty cool. Jimmy Chen, at Slim Jim _ Chen. These are pretty sweet. This is what it feels like, car drugs. Thank you, Jimmy. Steph's gonna be so mad she wasn't here for this. Steven from Offensive Garage, he sent over a few slaps. He sent over some Enemy one and a Subaru one. This is sick. Check out his website, offensivegarage.com. These are really cool. I really like these. So Matt from the car group Beyond Limits, he sent me some RIP stickers because I guess this is saying he says with his boys. Makes a lot of sense down here. RIPs to all our money going straight into these hunks of crap. But you know it's fun. Thank you, Matt. Scott from Steel Drum Smokers Barbecue sent me a magnet calendar to keep me up to date. Baltimore. So I'm in Baltimore. Scott, I'm getting a rack of ribs. Thank you, bud. Kyle Allers, I think is what it is. Handwriting's not perfect, but he sent me a Get It Like Gringo sticker. Thanks, bud. Woo. This one's cool. This has some really nice paper. Thank you for your purchase. Royalty. They sent me some royalty stickers. I guess this says hentai, which is actually hilarious. So thank you guys so much. I don't know if they have a website or anything. He didn't leave it, but he probably does. That's great. They got the card stock too. That's sick. Don would love this one. Harakiri Demeanor. I think that's his brand. It's Instagram. That's his Instagram. He's got a cool thing going. He sent me a few slaps. Well, you can't really see him because they have the transfer tape on him, but these have some nice JDM inspired slaps. Oh, this one's funny. Thanks, bud. These are cool. The _turbo_diesel. Just did a TDI swap in a Mark IV. That sounds like a pain in the ass, but he sent over some Fitment Carl stickers, and these are pretty sick. Thanks, bud. I think the crew's gonna get a laugh over these ones. Good luck with your build, though. That sounds like such a pain in the ass. Seo Vada, I think I pronounced that probably completely wrong, but he works at a jet fighter. He's a jet fighter mechanic, and he works for a squadron. What, I can't say that. But that's pretty sick. That's badass, dude. Pretty badass. I appreciate the note, bud. One is Francisco, or Cisco's Films with a Z's at the end of each of the words on Instagram. He sent me 2 slaps over of his. This is his friend's group. It's called Saucy Crew. I love these. A lot of you guys might know, but I'm a sucker for anime, so these are really cool. Thank you guys. I appreciate the support. Hey, I got a postcard. Kyle Scott Chase. He sent me a bum bag postcard. This is sick. He sent me a few. Dude sends me. I guess the company. I guess this thing is Jive Turkey. You haven't heard that one in a long time. These ones are funny. I think Drew will get a good kick out of these ones. Thank you, Kyle Scott. Those are badass. All right, this is the last one. This is my first Christmas card. This is. All right, this is from @Cross2Lit or Cross. His company is @almostperfect.co on Instagram. He sent me a few slaps. He said he made it last year. We got the Street Style Crew. We got the OG Zanki. And some classic Japanese lettering. I'm going to assume this says Almost Perfect. But that is it. The last of all the stickers. Thank you guys, everyone who sent them in. I got to go get that board and spend the time to hang all these up now. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. If any of you guys out there want to send in your own set of slaps or something funky or something you want to make Drew eat, I don't care. It'll be funny. I'll put the P.O. box in my description. Feel free to send me whatever you want. Thank you guys. But that is it. I am freezing. Today kind of sucked. Tomorrow is going to be sick, hopefully. But I'm going to have a good night. But I'm going to go home, get some Taco Bell, and sleep. So you guys know how it is. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. And hopefully we'll have this SR in tomorrow. I'm going to try. Have a good night.